because I never for once had the intention of not paying off. If not for my sake, for the sake, if not even for you people's sake, for the sake of my mother, who is here, who is seeing everything. I don't have the intention of rubbishing any of my friends online. Even if I don't have a name, let's say I don't have a name to protect. At least I have people who are in different fields, who are in different careers, who I have tagged to my post that people know. And I said, okay, probably this man is getting information from the wrong source, from the people who just want to be a mob for no just reason, because there are things I read about myself and
what it is now that distributors cannot be accounted for, babe.
do you think I can go to partners and start telling them, okay,
But you did not tell us any of this thing.
if I tell you people to go out, how will you go out?
You did not say it. How will you go out? It cannot happen, because as much as we want to tell us the true state of things, for us to know what to tell people, because we are taking the hits, and you know, you have been with me a couple of times to see me taking the hits, to see the calls, to see the messages. It's not that we are telling you we are. You have seen it. You have seen the pressure. And I have never for one day ever complained. In fact, no matter the pressure, I'll still be having encouraging words for you. We can't do that.
This is family. This is friends. If you've ever regarded those before, if you still regard
Drive that they are dragging on Facebook now.
if you're actually on time, like you have those.
I'm actually happy that everybody is here. But I am not happy that it is at this point that almost everyone's integrity is on the line that we are doing this. Because there is nothing I'm going to say now that I've not been saying. Nothing.
But at this point, it's no longer adding up.
Okay.
At the point where every single one of, say, as a, before you made
The money in the market is not even safe.
That is it now. This is the losses I'm talking about. And this is why I put on my plaza for sale.
And is it how it has been, or because of this period that this thing is
You know, before, when they sell, you've done transaction for me and you see how they remit into the account. Immediately they know that, okay, the account is not safe. Everybody in the market became something else.
That's where you fucked up, though. If you knew there was this big issue, the first thing was you would have done was to protect your interest and
then I will be going to sell every day. And we go sliding the market.
You did
when I am alone,
you did
my
not
mother.
communicate this to us. This is actually a big problem.
This is the
Investors' monies are out there in goods that you cannot account for. There are distributors that you do not
their
know.
money. I am actually ready to start from zero.
You have something to cover for their money.
Yes, now.
Please start naming them as stating the value, because there are a lot of goods in the market right now that you cannot account for. You don't even know who the distributors are. That is a lot of
I know my
loss.
distributors.
So let's
Let's
say that they unfreeze your account. How do you get hold of these distributors? Because you're saying that from 24, there are some that you cannot reach.
Like they ran away.
So how do you get hold of them? That's what we're saying.
Like I said, and if you want me to share the proposal with you, you read, you will see it there. I mention things and they are what? I state total amount of people and what I have and they are what?
That proposal that leaked online, the one that you wrote to Avizu was not complete. It was just one page.
Yeah, that's the part he wants to show the people now, so that they will know what they are getting.
Supervisor, every single person here, they hold you in high regard.
Have I
They
started saying
trust you. It's your actions do not match your words. If I say I was 20 years old last year, if somebody asks me now, I will say I was 20 years old last year. I will say maybe I was 20 years old last year. I will keep it. People trust my word. It is consistent. The communication can they come in various different variants. But because I have said something that has been there, is an established fact that is the truth, no matter the variant it takes, it will always be what it is. It cannot start from what it is, that investors' money are tied to goods, nothing is in sec, to what it is now, that distributors cannot be accounted for, babe.
Do you think I can go to partners and start telling them, okay?
After doing their distribution, this is why you see that they are going to different shops to do their video. After doing this distribution, they did not pay. And now told them that, tell them not to sell again, we want to store it. And because I don't have the capacity, the warehouse capacity, to say, oh yeah, transport it back to the warehouse.
Extra expenses.
An extra expense, you understand?
So they
Oh
have
yeah,
no
transport it, or yeah, tell them to store it for them, we will even pay.
Okay.
Do
Now
you
the
get
point
now?
here, I get the point. So invariably, you didn't sell this guy. We now have to convert it to storage. Fine. The question would be, how many bags were we now storing automatically?
Because every partner has their own
Yes.
number of
So
bags.
so if Chika is one person, I am one, she is one. Probably have 5,000 bags. I have 2,000 bags, which are going to be sold, but because market is not okay, store. So if you don't know how many bags I have, you probably won't know how much you're expecting.
Now, here is where the issue of withdrawal being higher than the goods on ground, because they reported back 106 or 16,000 bags, according to the last purchase we did. Remember, it was the last purchase we did that we did storage. I knew my business had a problem in November, because if I had not done relax and cheap project, I would still have used my money to have covered it, and I would still have not known
That there was something.
the only reason I knew I had a challenge was because I did a major project, which Nizi pointed out. Believe me, I would have been in a deeper shit this year than I am now. Because if I kept on using what is already in the account instead of what is being reported.
But then, you said that account was not separated. Everything
It was not.
So how you started?
Because I was
It
doing
your
other
money.
businesses that does not involve.
Can I say something? Because this is finance. I want to say something, and I want to start from where mommy talked about we sharing the whole blame, and because that one hit me hard, and that was when Chimeze was talking about finance. Maybe mommy does not really understand the level of relationship we have with her daughter. For a
And there are also normal markets buying and selling that we.
Chuchu would also know,
because
Chuchu would also know the money that came in for contracts.
yeah, but why I'm saying this is the partners flows, both inflow and outflow, were very much. So I'm trying to know what the sales are like. Because the partners flows, inflow and outflows, were like 80%, if I'm not mistaken.
Of the entire amount.
If you take a glance of the transaction. So I needed, but I don't want to, because I've already shoot
So
them.
market inflow is supposed to.
So I needed to know what the names of the market people are, how they bring in the money. So I will be able to say, okay, from these flows, these are partners,
And this is from
and this is for sale.
I think our biggest
I still have the
challenge
statement of
is
account.
There's
one,
no record
the
keeping.
account
poor record keeping, poor structure, accounts not being separated.
separated.
That's why I said, because I pointed out that the major problem in saying I bought anything with my money is the fact that if you did not separate the account from the beginning, there is no way you would have known this is the money I got from contracts. In fact,
When you are not, you don't know whether you are not.
and in fact, you should have been using a different account to hold your contracts, using a different account to get partners' money, use a different.
There are people that have minus 13 million. There are people that have minus 4 million. Do you know, in November, the reason why I think I get agitated when I'm seeing that I'm about to open. They did panic withdrawal in November, I did panic payment.
And then
You
overpaid?
Yes, I overpaid a whole lot of
So the overpayment was the only issue.
That's one of the issues.
What were the others?
Market. People are putting in the market to help themselves.
It falls back on what we were talking about, Chaika. We were talking about the fact that you said you had 100,000 bags of Gary plus on ground, and people needed to distribute it. Now, any business, unless you are there to personally monitor the distribution of those bags of Gary, and you're monitoring how it's leaving the warehouse, you cannot be certain that 100,000 bags of Gary got into the.
If we are going to Kano, taking Gari all the way from Edo State to Kano is not going to be easy. So we will not take from maybe Benue State to Kano to ourselves. You understand? We already have these markets. We already have purchasers for this goods. There are already designated markets that deal basically on justice. For example, in Altabalifi, there's a market they call Beans Market. It's not like they don't sell any other thing in that market, but the major thing they sell there is beans. And if you should take 50,000 bags of beans to that market on a Monday when it's their market, you will sell every single bag. Do you understand? Now, it does not necessarily mean that she having 100,000 bags, all the 100,000 bags were together. I think that is not possible.
Well, she said she stored.
Yes, she stored, but she stored in these markets where she bought from.
Explain to you. Let's assume you are the one who are bigger than yourself. When you are self, you have your own commission. And when you sell one bag, you have 200. You don't have your own capital to sell. You are the one. You understand that? I'm the one who gives you, like I came and give you 1,000 naira back.
Basically, Chaika, what they are saying is quite simple. They are saying they don't buy the Gary and keep. They go, they make inquiries. Do you want Gary? Then you supply to you, you sell for them at different markets.
You are in the shop, be selling.
That's what they are saying.
You know, 1,000 naira Gary, you cannot sell it in 1 month. I sold it. They will be selling and be bringing money. Before 1 month, they can be able to sell, even if they cannot sell all. Finish.
And again, you will not get that your commission until you finish selling. This is where storage comes in. When we see that the price
That is how the whole thing, the whole mistake that my daughter did, and they cried. Like when they found something, they don't put eye on her business. Very well. I myself am not the last one, I'm not living with her. I am doing this. I'm following her up and down, buy goods. Not to go and buy goods. When they brought this goods, the one that, because I'm not sure, the one that close to me, I will check. I'll still using phone to follow the people that they were selling. How can we do it? If not that November, that December time, I don't think she has challenges before.
But mommy, that raises.
Can I say something?
Okay, Trish, then after this you can talk. That raises a very big question, because if all the Gary were not purchased at once, right? They were purchased at intervals. You don't have proof of how they were distributed or how they were purchased. Then there is no way you can accurately say that what you purchased and distributed was over 100,000 bags.
Okay, here is
Let's assume I gave you 1,000. I gave you 1,000. I give this 1,000. I know how to calculate it.
Mommy, if your daughter has the records of supplying to people 100,000 bags of Gary for them to sell, wait, D. If she has the records, no. I see through you. That's honesty. So you call them. You don't need to call me in any case, because I'm not a numbers guy. So don't call me. If you want to call me, no problem. If you call me, I will answer. If you don't choose to call me, I wouldn't take offense. But I propose that you call these people here, everybody here, your moms, David, everybody will sit down. The same way we are talking here. They will say, okay, this is the money we have. We will bring out the list of partners. You say, okay, let us give to A, B, C, D. We calculate, okay, 50 million will be able to pay. If we are going by, let us pay people with 500k. 50 million will pay. Is it 100? I mean 1,000. 100 back.
Can even pay more than 100 because some of them don't get money for there again.
So now when I say, okay, let us do it like this. There's a reason why I was actually asking money coming in the projection. Because that projection is what will guide us.
Yeah.
You see that particular projection. Because if you say I don't
endure how much social power don't they drop now.
How much is coming in here and how much is coming in here. At the end of the day, we'll run into issues because if the pipeline that the money is supposed to come from closes, that's why we need to see that. In fact, if the 50 million comes in now, they can be able to say, okay, see how this 50 million came. Is there a chance? Yeah?
It's already there.
No, the 50 million I'm using is just I'm not talking about 50 million already, I'm just using a figure. If 50 million comes in, fact, I'm more interested in the one that's already there does not give me headache. I'm interested in the ones coming in. The one that's already there is a very good thing. In fact, I would even advise before that one that is already there is distributed. Let us wait to see the ones that will come in. It is when we now know, okay, there is a chance. There's a chance that 50 million will come in. That's when we will now be able to say, let us now sit down and look to distribute this 50 million. There was issues of, okay, trust was broken, trust was not broken. The problem is not trust being broken. It's the fact that, okay, yes, I broke your trust. My back was against the wall. I am sorry. Help me out. Because if anybody in this room wanted to sell you out, you would have been sold out a long time ago. That is a fact. And if anybody in this room had sold you out, it would not matter if I was upset with you. You know me, you know that even when I don't speak with people, I still step in to make sure they are living okay. So even if I was not speaking, even if I was mad at you, I would have still done it with the person. There is no way on earth you want to structure payments on your own. Or you cannot do it. I mean, part of majority of the reasons why we are here is because it was a one-man decision making. So whenever there is a lapse, there's nobody to tell you, oh, babe, see where you're going, see where you're going. You have 3 people, 1, 2, 3. We sabi mathematics very well. Mathematics is not my strong suit. Now, then we have the remaining people who know people. If you want to structure payments, I'm not talking about giving everybody their money. No, in fact, between you and I, there is no reason for me. So I don't know about them. This is me making a commitment to you again. I am never going to call in on that debt. In fact, I was never going to. The major reason why that came up was after all the things I was thrown at. I wouldn't call in my debts. And I'm sure a lot of them would not, if not the fact that they have people's money. So I will leave that for you to decide with your conscience how you want to handle them. Forget about me. Leave me out of it.
You have to give them your money.
No, leave me out of it, you understand? What I'm saying is leave my money out of it. Leave me out of it. Don't consider me. Leave my own money
That's
out
what I'm
of
saying.
it.
I should give them your money.
You want them to dash them the money?
Yes, that she should give me your. No, but she's asking a question. I'm not asking what are you.
How can you give them my money when the money is not even mine? Is it mine when you have not paid everybody?
Okay.
It's only going to be mine if you say you have 2,038 people and you have the money for 2,038 people. That's when you now start allocating. This one belongs to Doc. This one, at this point, there is no allocation. That is what brings me to the point where I am now. It is the allocation, that's where I am now. The allocation cannot be done by you solely. You are in a room filled with professionals who as it is now, willing to render services to you free of charge to help, okay, how do we salvage this situation? So if there's any need for you to make payment, it would be okay, guys. See you, come meet me at this particular place. Everybody sits down and say, okay, I have 50 million naira to pay you. How do you think I should distribute this 50 million naira? And then questions like, okay, who are the most problematic people?
Yeah.
Who are the people with the...
All of them now.
Well, you don't have proof of how they were distributed or how they were purchased, then there is no way you can accurately say that what you purchased and distributed was over 100,000 baht.
Okay, here is let's assume I gave you 1,000. I gave you 1,000. I give this 1,000. I know how to calculate it.
Mommy, if your daughter has the records of supplying to people 100,000 bags of garri for them to sell. Wait, D. If she has the records, if she has the records, if she said, I gave you 15,000 bags to sell, I gave you 15,000 bags to sell, I gave you 15,000 bags to sell, it's okay. But if you have those records now, because it did not happen today, it happened in December. Can we have a record of everybody you gave garri to sell in December?
See, wait. I mean, for crying out loud, you are dealing with villagers. Whenever we want to even receive money from these people, they don't even go to the bank. They use POS. Whenever we want to send money to purchase, we don't even go to the bank. We send the money through POS to receive. This is bush market. These people are inside bush. I'm not sure these people have ever
so
gone
if you get their goods without keeping records of how much goods you gave to them.
There's something they say they don't understand about this garri story.
That's what, no. I'm asking you that because you seem to be making a defense. So you gave your defense is bush. So you gave them. No, it's a defense.
No, it is a defense.
It's a defense.
So wait, excuse now.
It's a defense.
No, wait.
Because if you are saying that they are villagers, they cannot do this one. So you are telling me now that you would give people garri and not at least note in your notes file that I gave Chaika 50,000 bags of garri. I gave Kelechi 20,000 bags of garri.
There's something you don't understand about this storage.
Okay, you don't know what to say. Then let her talk.
This garri we did storage in December. Remember, it's not garri that we bought in December. It was the garri that we
leftover from November.
Distributed in November that they did not pay.
Okay, the ones they did not pay now became storage.
Yes.
And the money was in their hand.
No. See, just like when I said, if you want your goods, come and collect it. This does not necessarily mean I kept it somewhere.
No, I agree. I'm just saying
now this November, before we're doing it weekly.
Yes.
All of us who do the business, this garri distribution, already know that in December garri no get profit. Then we distributed our last sale of November across to all our.
Just put it out from your warehouse or wherever it is.
Now it was not time for them to pay us. They did not pay.
So you now converted it into like your storage.
Converted them into storage. Thereby telling, we already know Friday. The only effective person in my distribution that I honestly bank on is Friday. My uncle.
Oh, Friday is AWOL.
He's not exactly
AWOL. He called me the other day. I did not take his call.
My uncle.
Oh, you called me the other day. Was it
my
yesterday?
uncle and then Yahaya, the one in
Okay.
These are the people who organize people.
They can reach him.
And her team have submitted a proposal to SEC, right? On how, after deduction of profits. The question will now be, what is the total amount of money that even at this point of dropping, even taking away everybody's profits, what is the total amount of money that as it stands you are indebted to people? How much is it, the total amount? Have I read the proposal?
I don't think the bank balance.
I won't ask Prof because
Mama, stop pointing this finger. Don't want
so
if any question drop.
No, the way
just
it's
give
coming,
us.
it's coming as if I've been doing. I just
No. You see now.
I mean,
you see,
you
but you see
sent
now.
somebody out
You
of
see
the
now.
house because you felt the person was giving us information.
Let's
not go there.
You
Like
see
I said,
now.
let's not go there.
We are
Let us
proffering
not go
solution.
there.
Let's
Let us
land
not
somewhere.
be dishonest in our conversations. Let's not go there.
The
How
total
much is
amount,
it?
The total amount is 1,200,000,000. something million.
That's 1.2 billion, give or take. Now the question now is, since we have identified the fact that it is 1.2 billion now, the projected, because if I ask you now, you say you don't know, how much do you think you can raise from the market? Just don't give me. No, you can. You have an estimate. No, you have an estimate. There's what is called an estimate.
Plus or minus. Plus or minus.
It's you see. Does she want to have this conversation?
No, if you want to have conversation, you can't be judging me before asking.
Forget the judgment.
Forget the judgment.
An estimate.
Forget the judgment. Drop sentiment. We're trying to just clear this thing in any way we can.
already said we pay 150 people.
No, he's asking how much you're expecting from the
I mean,
market.
for you to be able to put in how many people you will pay, you need to know how much is coming in first. So you don't jump. If you
They are saying based on the money that
how
you
much
have.
do you think you can raise from the market?
Before,
What you need to understand, what you need to understand is the 150 is the balances in the bank account.
Okay, 150,000.
No, 150 persons.
I said I want to draft out 150 names.
Which is the
Compare
balance? Okay.
150 names, then compare it to what is in the account. Let's say I check
Okay.
now, and these people is 50 million. When I have 150 million, I have more names.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Now, before this whole thing started, I called my sellers that Oviaoza, start remitting money into the account. Because one of the criteria for them to approve my proposal is that I should push in more money into the account for them to see that I can pay. Then I started hearing, say that this one, say this one, this. I was expecting not less than 750 million naira from them.
Of course, that's what we have in the proposal.
Okay.
I was expecting not less than 750 million naira from them.
Okay.
Then, now me using phone, even traveling, to start looking for some of them. I don't want to be caught. I don't want to have failure at the edge of breakthrough. When obviously, to almost everybody, Steph has given me soft landing. I put up plaza for sale, which I am expecting the kind of good buyers we have. We are not doing. I'm not doing like a distress sale.
You know, I was going to the plaza. The plaza, that's why, because you ran around and you never got to the point really. If you are saying that before you started hearing goods have started spoiling, you were expecting 700 something million. Now goods have started spoiling. I'm not saying tell me a definite amount. With everything happening, everything, goods are spoiling, people are running.
Do you realize that I will have to get to all these people to have the actual loss and the actual money to get from them?
So what you're saying in essence is that. So what you're saying in essence is that the summary of it is that you don't know how much to expect from the market.
As of now, because we are still collecting.
Good. If that is aside now, we'll now get to assets. Do you know why I was asking how much you would get from the market? Because assume if you have told me that, okay, I am expecting, give or take, 400 million from the market.